Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So we're taking a break from the Vlogmas series video to do a sunscreen review. And that review is on IPKN and we're covering a green color correcting sunscreen. So let's go. Before I ask you to watch this video, I'm gonna ask you to please hit that subscribe button and like this video. We finally made it to 1K guys. So let's keep going, let's keep watching, let's keep commenting, and thank you so much. This took a long time, a lot of dedication, a lot of sweat, and a lot of sunscreen. So thank you. Now let's get into this video. Okay. So I actually got sent this by the Beauty Spy. As you know, I've done a collab with them once or twice and I'm gonna do one again. It's IPKN Sun Cream SPF 50. This sunscreen actually is a combination sunscreen. It contains zinc oxide and titanium dioxide along with octinoxate, making this much more easy to blend in. This also claims to be moisturizing, pore blurring, smoothing, kind of primer base, and it's also supposed to have apple extract in there, which has naturally occurring AHAs, so over time it's going to smooth out skin. It's like a very gentle enzymatic exfoliation through time. So it's protecting you, it's smoothing out your skin, and what makes it so cool is that it has a green color correcting base. So once you put it or squeeze it out, you can tell it has a green tint to it. So I was a little worried. It has zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, and green in it. So I thought, this is gonna be leaving me looking a little pasty. But, well, you're gonna say. So of course I always show you how I apply it. I show you on reapplication on top of itself and how it works with and or on top of any type of makeup product. So when I first applied this, alright, I was worried. I was really worried. But I applied it and what I like to do is I like to go down the middle first and kind of compare what it looked like. And honestly, I was like shooketh. Like it just blended in and almost to the point that I went, wait, okay, is this green color correcting doing anything? And it did do something. I could tell on camera and in the mirror that I did look much more even and smooth out on this side than the other side. So then I put it all over my face and went, you know what? Not bad. And then I kind of looked in certain angles, certain camera selfie moments, and I did notice I did look paler than usual, but I didn't know if that was because of the zinc oxide or because the green color correction just took away all the redness and I just looked pale, you know, like no redness, which isn't even normal for really healthy, even tone, blemish free skin. So I applied it and I tried to see how it went. You know, did it peel? Did it get all weird? Did it start going around my patches here? Did it bunch up here? And here's pretty much what I thought after the first application. So I had it on for a couple hours and I kept checking in and I was like, you know what? I like how my skin looks, but it's not glowy, nor is it matte. It's like a demi-matte, almost natural finish. So for those who don't want to look like they have really heavy, glowy skin, nor do they want to look super matte, this is for you. This one actually delivers and it's just super natural. And it really is nice. It doesn't feel heavy and it actually has a very apparent scent of apple. So the moment you put it on, it even says highly concentrated apple water extract will keep skin calm, and then it says a light fresh apple scent. And it's a really nice scent. And of course that brings the question, is there a lot of fragrance in this? Well, it mainly comes from the apple, and I think it only has or none of the components of fragrance that irritate skin. So for someone who's sensitive and has acne-prone skin and had a blemish or two that was active, this did not bother my skin. This actually was nice and soothing upon application. So don't worry about that. Speaking of irritating, the only thing that gave this it's good, I like it, is the octinoxate. If you guys follow me, you know I don't like chemical sunscreens because of what they do to my eyes usually. I have yet to meet a chemical sunscreen that has not bothered my eyes. Even the Korean ones, because remember, those were not using high enough concentrations. They weren't actually giving the SPF that was on the label. Therefore, of course it wouldn't bother my eyes. Of course it wouldn't. The new reformulated ones I put on that have kind of those filters still bother my eyes. So I really like purely zinc or purely titanium dioxide, or a combination of those. But in this one, even though it helps with the creaminess factor and letting it sink in, it led to my eyes being kind of irritated. It wasn't horrible, I will say that. It was not horrible. So I still don't stray away from using this. I actually like using this now during regular days, just when I'm at home where I don't want to put a tinted sunscreen on, or I know I'm not going to film really and I'm not going to put any type of like makeup product on. It is a really nice way to just make your skin look more even, less angry, less red, and just nice. Okay, but day 1 or application 1 was a pass. So, reapplication on top of itself. Now, we're testing out. Does it build up white cast? Does it build up that green tint? How does it feel? Does it peel? All of that. Well, here we go. Okay, so upon reapplication, I was worried. I was like, is it gonna build it? And in my experience, not really. It was actually really easy to reapply. In actuality, I think I would do 1 layer, and then because I'm more red here in the middle, I would probably just put more on my finger and then layer it on there, just so it can blur that redness. So it is really nice when it comes to reapplication. It's just so nice and creamy. It's not thick, it's not dry or any of that. Now, I was worried about the factor that this is more of a demi-matte finish to natural. So I was worried that it was going to get dry and that it was going to like attach to my dry spots, especially now that I've upgraded my trit to no-win percentage. And with that being said, it didn't necessarily patch up next to dry spots, but I did notice I really had to work around my nostril area right here. You know, when you get dry skin right there, I really had to like work it in and do that because it did attach to those spots. So for someone who may be drier than I, this probably will cling to dry patches. So I guess I would make sure to moisturize under this sunscreen. Make sure you're like hydrated before putting this on, just to mitigate that possibility. But all in all, this was really easy to reapply, no issues there, and I loved it. Reapplication works for this sunscreen. Okay, so how does this work with makeup? Right, well, good question. Now, what I really liked about this was that it smoothed out the skin and it kind of blurred those pores, not in a really dimethicone way, but just in a nice skincare sunscreen way. It just really made everything look really nice. So I really, really enjoyed that. So, with that being said, it was actually a great way to prime my skin for putting makeup on top. So I put on the powder foundation I like to use to look really good for the camera, which I'm wearing right now. I really, really love it. It is the One Size by Patrick Starr. That one is just, I love it. It makes it look flawless, and all you have to do is put a very little amount and just looks so good. So I did that with the sunscreen, and it looked really good. Like, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, yo, my pores, where are they? They are blurred. Wow. And so that was really cool when it came to this in combination with that powder foundation. I did notice it was just a tad difficult to swipe the powder on this sunscreen, so you could try using like a powder brush or something, but when I used that, it was a little difficult. There was some tug to it, which tells me that it has a good grip on whatever you're putting on top. So with that being said, I put it on top, blended it in. Eventually it really did a good job, and so it did require more work. It wasn't as easy as other sunscreens or primers. When I did that, I tried to pay attention. Was there dry patches? Was there any of that? And no, there was none of that. The only thing I did notice is that I did feel like it was a little weird on my nose. It felt like a little bit like it didn't look the best on my nose, and your nose is the most porous. It has the most pores on your face. So when I put that there, I was kind of like, okay, alright, well, it doesn't look the nicest. And then, like I said, right here in this area, it tends to bunch up. So that was something that I didn't really like. I could kind of tell the foundation was kind of like getting around there. So I made sure just to really just do that, put that, and then put like a hydrating toner in that area just so it can like sink in. But basically, that's the only real issue when it came to this and interacting with a type of foundation. So all in all, like, it was really, really nice, and I think oily skin types and combination skin types will really like this, as well as individuals who have redness in their skin but don't want a greasy, oily, glowy look, but they also don't want to be 100% matte. This is like where you should go. And if you're a guy and you kind of want to like make yourself look a little bit more even toned but are still too worried to even step into tinted sunscreens or tinted moisturizers or skin tints or any type of makeup product, then definitely check this guy out. Like, you will get away with this just on your skin. It's just green, so doesn't wipe off on anything, doesn't really leave a trace anywhere. So I like this on those days where I just wanted to feel more put together but didn't want a tint. I didn't want to, like, you know, lie on my pillowcase and then a tint gets on my pillowcase, put a mask on and then it gets all schmutzy in there. I didn't want that. So this one is a really good one for my fellas who want that. And all in all, I think a lot of people who are makeup wearers and want to even out their skin tone before putting on some type of makeup product will love this, because it'll even out the redness, so you'll need less makeup. So that is awesome. And when it comes to using this as a standalone sunscreen, it is wonderful. Honestly, I would probably buy this again. But all in all, the IPKN Sun Cream has great skincare ingredients. It applies magnificently. It's probably not as invisible for deep skin tones. I highly doubt it would be. So someone who's tan could get away with this, but more than that, I do not think they could. But as always, use the 3-finger method, really blend it in, and if you can, use some type of tinted sunscreen or makeup on top to mitigate any type of white cast or green tint. But this one is a pass. I love this IPKN sunscreen. You can always go to thebeautyspy.com and use my code in the description box to get a discount on IPKN. It used to be available at Riley Rose, but that's no longer in existence. So definitely use my link and my code to get a discount and always have access to IPKN. This is a perfect sunscreen for even out skin tone. Alright, thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed that sunscreen video. Stay tuned for the new Vlogmas video that is coming up. You guys are gonna love the next one. I'm gonna do some extra Christmassy stuff. Alright guys, thank you for joining me. Y'all are awesome. Bye. Stay dewy.